Happy Monday, everybody. What is going on? Zion, do you want to come in here? You have to be quiet, though. I need you to be quiet. Well, the boys are here. So, how's it going, guys? Langston, Zion. Hey, boys. Well, I'm here with the boys, guys. So, happy Monday. It is Mindset Monday, everybody. I'm excited to come with you. And so I just noticed that on Instagram it says reasonable why. I'm going to say reasons why, right? Reasons why I will never give up, and neither should you. So there's two main reasons I want to talk about tonight, and those are going to be very important to. Can you be quiet? There you go. Thank you. All right, getting the boys out of here. Langston.
Come on. Keep on. Come on.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I had to get some rest in there. But the first one, guys, I just want to go into a little bit about I write stuff down because I forget things and then I get off topic, and that's why I write stuff down, just to make sure. You want to go that way? Okay. Watch your little head. Okay, there you go, baby boy. There we go. Okay. So I used to be someone that would be very quiet and try to be mainly invisible. I just want to be the fly on the side of the wall where nobody noticed and that I was just okay with, right? I just wanted to be there, and I felt comfortable there. I felt that I was good where I was. I didn't want to be outspoken. I didn't want to be looked at. I didn't want to be known, even though I was. I just wanted to be alone, I guess you can say. So never really wanted to be seen or even see myself because I was avoiding mirrors. I didn't like the way I looked. I hated me for me. It was just not fun, right? I was always being made fun of every day and not really being taken as seriously, kind of a joke. I wasn't as the most in shape person as you see today. I wasn't born like this. I was born very skinny and then gained weight. But at this point, I'm telling you about where I was when I was at my heaviest. So my weight defined me, and I let it run my life until I was tired of letting my weight take over my life, right? So there's a difference between running my life and taking over my life. So in this case, I did not want to take over my life and just keep running it the rest of my life. So at that time, I made a choice and I made a decision to change my life for the better, because at that point, I needed to change my life because I wasn't happy, number one. I was depressed, number two. I hated the way I looked, number three. And number four, I had no confidence. I just didn't like it. I needed to be that best version of myself that I've always been shooting for and that I'm still continuing to shoot for as I'm talking to you now. So, number one, you guys, the first reason why I will never give up. It is total determination, determined to be my best at every chance I can be and continue to be my best at every chance I can be, right? It is the number one reason why I am the way I am and how I became who I am. I am absolutely determined to be the best version of myself every single day. All right. Yes, some days are better than others. Like today was not that great. Like I said in my stories, if you haven't seen them, I was just exhausted. I felt, and I can feel usually when I don't get enough rest, that my bones and my muscles are just tired. Like I don't have any energy to move. I have nothing. Nothing is left, right? So Yes, motivation somewhat helped, but it wasn't the longest lasting. Motivation is like, oh, I see that person in the magazine. That's what I want to look like. So I'm motivated. Or every time I went on vacation, I saw these other guys that were just ripped and they motivated me to get going. That was a one little thing, but that didn't keep me determined to keep going. I've never actually motivated to get out and go in the gym and just work out. I sometimes will say, you know what, I'll just do it a little later. I want to spend some time with the boys because I'm usually working very long shifts in the morning and early morning. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, well, I have not spent much time with the boys. I've been working this whole time. Let me go and spend some time with them. And then all of a sudden, they want to go in the gym. So I'm like, all right, that's my cue. They're in a good mood. That means I need to get myself going. Usually, I have my workout set at a different time of the day so that I know that I'm able to get it done. But sometimes my days are just mixed up. But I'm determined either way to get a workout in, and I'm determined to be my best version of myself. So even if I don't get a workout in, I'm determined to make sure I rest and recover and listen to my body, because it is super important to have that relationship with yourself and to have that discipline and ability to say it's okay. It's okay, because the more rest and recovery you get, you'll be better for the next time, right? So also going on that, yes, motivation was a small part, but when I was that young, I was never just motivated to go run 12 miles and then do 2 hours of working out calisthenics, right? I was never just motivated to do that, because motivation doesn't last. I can tell you that from experience. I was never motivated. I was just saying, okay, I have to do this. I'm determined to get to a smaller Isaac size. I was determined to lose the body fat. I was determined to lose the weight that I was at, and I was determined to get into smaller pant size. Did you hear that? I used determined like 5 times there. I don't know. Maybe you guys can pick it up on the replay and say, you know what? I counted it and it was only 3. So, but I was absolutely and totally determined to get the weight off. I hated trying to put my shoes on, and I couldn't breathe. I just had such a big gut. I had such a big belly that I couldn't even breathe when I was on it, right? When I was just trying to tie my shoes, it was absolutely horrible. I didn't like it at all. It was nuts. I made a goal to get to my goal weight. I didn't have a goal weight that I wanted to get to. I just know that I wanted to get the body weight off, right? That time I was only 16. I was 16, 17, 18. I'm still shooting for goals. Like, I'm always shooting a goal right now to staying consistent and being the strongest, most fit version of myself. So I'm always consistently working out, and I'm always consistently lifting heavier weights, holding for longer periods of time, focusing on isolating muscles and running as fast as I can. Whatever I have my goal, every time I do a workout, every time I do an exercise, I just put everything that I've got. Even if it's barely anything I have, I'm going to give it all I have. So, being the best, most fit, and strongest version of myself, right? That's going to help me stay consistent. I have 6 days of workouts that I like to stick to, and sometimes it's only 5 days, because the 6th day is more of like a cardiovascular day, and I do a lot of cardiovascular work during the 5 days a week, and sometimes my body's calling for 2 days off. So that's what happens. All right. So I am determined. I got determined, got me down to lose the weight, and it got me out there. It got me out there to get to the gym. Even when I was tired, I was frustrated, absolutely annoyed. Even now, when I'm pulling my hair and the boys are just screaming, yelling at each other, and they're fighting all day, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but Lord, just keep me strong. I'm going to get through this. I always do. It's just in that moment of time when your kids are just like not wanting to listen to anything you say, or nothing is going the way you want it to that day, right? Or work is just absolutely stressful. You've got people yelling at you. You have your supervisor is just telling you, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you have to do like a million things before 5 o'clock, and it's like 1 in the afternoon. You're like, what the heck? It is just, everything is just not your day. I still try to get a workout in then because I know and I'm determined not to let those days control my goal, my workout goals, my goal that I've set for myself to be the best version of myself, because I know when I'm done with that workout, I'm going to be so much less stressed out, and I'm going to be able to refocus and be able to just relax. When I'm anxious and I have my anxieties really high, I just can't focus. I get annoyed easy, I trigger fast, and I just go off kind of quickly, rather than being able to just, all right, just breathe. Let me make sure the boys are good. Let me make sure I'm handling them with a calm voice, not a dad voice. Because sometimes the dad voice does come out, but that's only in certain situations. Not all the time anymore. But that is right now determination. Reason number 1. So the first couple questions I want to ask you with determination is, how important is your fitness goals right now? Right? How important is your fitness goals right now? That's one question. I want to see some answers. How important are your fitness goals right now? How important are they to you? Is it like from 1 to 10? Is your fitness goals 1 being the least important to 10 being the most important? Is it between 5 and 6? Is it between 1 and 4? Is it a 9 out of 10? What is it to you? I want to see that in the comments. How important is your fitness goals to you? All right, the second question, I'm going to repeat it a couple times. How determined are you to achieve your ultimate fitness goal? Say it again. How determined are you to achieve your ultimate fitness goal? And again, that being 1 being the very least, 10 being the most important, right? How determined, or how 1 being the least determined, 1 being the least determined and 10 being the most determined you've ever been in your life. Are you between 1 and 3, 4 and 8, 9 and 10? What number do you fall on being determined to achieve your ultimate fitness goal? Now, you have to give yourself a lot of thought here, because it's not just, I'm determined, I'm really determined. I want you to write reasons down why you are that determined, or why you aren't determined at all, and review them. Is this why you should be continuing working out? Is this why you're struggling? Is this why you feel like you can't be motivated enough to go on with the workout again? There's a bunch of different questions I want you to ask yourself while you're determining this number that you have, because it is really important, and your goals are extremely important. But if you're at a 1 to 3, you're probably not gonna get your ultimate fitness goal, honestly. But if your number is like a 5 or 4 to 8, and then 8, 9, 10, you're probably going to stick to it. You're probably going to get it. And I hope that number is that high, depending on what goal it is. And even if it's not a fitness goal, make sure it's a goal in your career. Make sure it's a goal in your personal life. Whatever it is, make sure it is an ultimate goal for you to be your best version of yourself, because you are as important as the people around you. So take care of yourself just like you take care of those around you. All right, guys, we are moving on to reason number 2. And this is the last reason. I only have 2 reasons. And then I can explain more into detail on each one of them. But the second reason, I hated not loving myself anymore. I absolutely hate it. And avoiding mirrors, not at all costs, but like it wasn't, if it was a face mirror, I was like, okay. But if it was a body mirror, I just avoided the body mirrors. Like, I did not like to see my gut. I was in extra large shirts. I was in size 38 pant size. And this was when I was 15. You guys, I was 15. So I was almost getting up there. I was hitting a 39. I was about to put on a 39 to a 40 pant size in men's. I wasn't even out of high school yet. And I was wearing large to extra large shirts. I just started putting large shirts on because I've been getting a lot more muscle here. But I just hated, like, I hated looking at how big I was getting. I had to shop in the adult shops or the adult sizes since I was, I want to say, fourth grade. I was always in the adult sizes. I was never in the kid sizes, so I would always have to shop where my dad shopped. So we'll say that I was in the husky size, if that word is even used that often. It's not used as often as it used to be. But I just couldn't stand looking at myself in the mirror anymore. I just did not like to see who was staring back at me, because the person staring back at me, I felt was letting me down. Wasn't working hard enough. Was, I wouldn't say a loser, but was not happy. Was not happy with who he was not excited about himself and seeing changes until I was determined, back to number one, determined to lose the weight and become the best version of myself. Because if you're just joining in, reasons why I will never give up and I will continue being the best version of myself. All right. We're on reason number 2 is hating, not loving myself, and avoiding mirrors. So I just wanted to catch you up if you're just joining in, everybody. Thank you for coming on in. I love you guys. So I just couldn't stand looking at the body mirrors. I couldn't stand looking at my belly. I couldn't stand being in that size 38 pants to 40 pant size. And I was only 15 and 16, you guys. Like, I was determined to be the best version of myself, and I still am. But I hated not loving myself anymore. So I saw myself as insignificant, and I cannot say that I had like 5 times to say it earlier. I'm sure I saw myself as insignificant and absolutely ugly. Like, I was not able to get, I wasn't able to talk to any girls. I wasn't able to talk with confidence. I just did not have it at all. And I didn't want to be that person anymore. I wanted to be able just to talk to anybody. I was just nervous to talk to anybody. I wasn't able to get myself out there. I was always hiding like the fly on the wall. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to see myself. And I just never wanted to be the person in the front row. I didn't want to be recognized. I just wanted to be in my own self. But now, looking back at it, I just didn't want that feeling anymore. I didn't want that feeling to be insignificant. I didn't want to be ugly anymore, and ugly to myself. If other people thought I was good looking, I didn't know it, but I thought I was not. I felt I was ugly, insignificant, and absolutely dreadful, as Simon Cowell would say. I just felt horrible. I did not like who was staring back at me in the mirror. So I wanted to be able to look in the mirror and be excited to see that person again and be confident. So every time I'd look in the mirror, I'd say, man, he's doing something different today. Or he's been killing it this week. You know what? I like that guy, man. He's looking good. He's looking good today. The more self-talk that you say, the more positive self-talk you talk to yourself, the more you're going to believe it, right? But I didn't even have that positive self-talk. When I was younger and I was heavy, it was just gone out the window. Of course, I still sometimes see that really heavy version of myself staring back at me, but I'm able to fight that because of the determination that I've had. I'm working hard in the gym. I'm working hard in my business. I'm working hard in my personal life. I am determined to always be the best version of myself. So when I see that that really heavy person in the mirror that I used to see back in the day, it doesn't bother me as much. I say, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not unconfident. I'm not insignificant. I'm not ugly anymore. I love I love the person that I stare back at in the mirror, because that person that I see is doing something, is being the best father he can be, is being the best husband he can be. Yes, of course, I'm not perfect. And I hope you guys don't think I am, because I'm always gonna have screw ups here and there. So some days I want to eat chips, and I do. I'm never gonna be this. I want to be this person that I know that has struggled, that has worked his ass off to be the best version of himself. But that's what I want you to be as well. I want you to be that best version of yourself. I want you to remember how hard you have worked to get to where you are, but to love that same person that you see. Who do you see when you look in the mirror? Now, that is a really good question I want you to answer. I want you to put in the comments, because it's always hard to admit to yourself who you actually see. Believe me, I've been there. It's absolutely dreading. I'm like, who is that? Now I'm just like, I take a little longer stare at myself, and I appreciate the person staring back at me. So I want to ask you the question: who do you see when you look in the mirror? Write it in the comments. And if you don't write it in the comments, write it in your journal. I want you to be very thorough, be very specific in the person that you see. And I want you to be proud of that person that you see, because where you were is not where you are now, and is also not where you're going to in the future. You have to remember how hard you've worked is where you are now. How hard you're working now is where you're going to be in the future. So is your future self going to be just as proud? I'd say so. And on that note, you guys, I want to make sure that you remember the 2 reasons why I will never give up, and I will never go back to who I was, right? I'll never give up, and I'll always keep pushing through. Number 1, and you should never give up as well. These are 2 reasons that I don't, but I want you to get your own reasons, and I want you to write these reasons down. I want you to write them down in your journal. I want you to see why it is that you have been doing what you're doing, right? Number 1 is determination. Yes, motivation is there, but it's not what keeps me going. I've been doing this since I was 16. I'm about to be 35, you guys. So it's always a constant work. There's always going to be reminders of who you were, but it's not who you are meant to be. So determination, right? Number 2, the reason why I will never give up is because I don't want to hate myself anymore. I want to love myself. I hated avoiding mirrors. I want to see myself again as the person, the best version of myself, as always. So make sure to ask yourself those questions from each part of these reasons why I will never give up, and I will always keep pushing. And neither should you, to determine why you need to be where you are now and look to where you are going to in the future. Because that is going to set you up to be your best version of yourself. I hope this helped you guys as much as possible. Mindset is always extremely hard to overcome, especially if you've been through a lot of trauma, a lot of things that have happened to you. But in this way, you will be able to win, and you'll be able to fight every day as strong as you are. All right, fam. I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Coach Isaac here. I'm about to be out. I will be doing this every Monday, so at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. So if that's a different time for you, hopefully you can join the next time. Have a great evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's another one, nutrition. Thank you so much for all the love, fam. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another awesome nutrition. Bye, guys.